boo, hey, welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna be doing a little chocolate kind of situation on the face. I figured, like it's fall time. This would just be a good time to kind of do this look. Now, with makeup, do what you do when you want to do it. Like if you want to wear hot, bright orange yellow in the middle of winter, you do what you do because it's your world, it's your money. No one else's opinion matters. When I think fall, I automatically think caramel apples, bonfires, s'mores. So with the s'mores, there's like that delicious chocolateness with the caramel and the caramel apple. Like that's, I'm sure some of it's because, I just love food because all of those things are food related. But anyways, that's what I think of. I have gotten quite a bit of sun during the summertime, and so none of my foundations work. They are all too light, which is crazy because some of them I bought during summer. So clearly I've gotten out much more this year than I have in previous years. So we're going to need to mix a little bit. But before we get into the video, be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. Say hello in the comments. Let me know that you swung by. Pretty sure that rhymes, so that's bars right there. Musical talent's just coming up anywhere. See? Look. Bam. Killing it. I am going to prime my face with the Milk Makeup Primer. Come on. There we go. This is a really good one. It kind of dries down to like more of a powder finish almost. And I probably put a little bit too much on, but that's fine. Everything's fine. I mentioned what I think about when it comes to fall. What do you think about? I know quite a few people do the pumpkin latte. Are you pumpkin latte or are you caramel apple? I find that very few people are both. Like, it's either one or the other. And I'm not talking like just drinks, pumpkin spice, not a big fan of that. I can do pumpkin bars like every once in a while, but that's not what I'm going for. I just am like, nope, I'm good. Getting it maybe twice in the fall. Caramel apple though, every day. I will tear up a caramel apple every day and not think twice. Like, yep, I'm getting in some fruit. Okay, we gotta take the wins where we can get them. So, judge not, okay? I have primed my eyes with the Juvia's Place primer. Come on, there we go. And then also primed my brows with the Sephora Collection primer. This is just their gel primer for the brows. I am going to go in with the Sephora Collection brow pencil. This is a newer brow product to me, and I picked it up during like one of the Sephora, like they had something going on, a point multiplier or something, and immediately opened it, broke. I'm like, this is not okay. This is absolutely not okay. So as a first impression, I'm not impressed. I don't want to buy things and they be broke. And like, I know that this is, more of a fine applicator or whatever, like it's a fine tip, but can we just make sure that the package is able to sustain all of the things? Because the way that makeup is packaged and like shipped, we just need to make sure that it is intact when consumers want to purchase it. Okay, that's going to be good for the brows for right now. I'm going to have to go back and, because I got a little bit of the concealer right through them. That's just what happens. It's fine. This is the Sephora Collection 35N concealer. It is a hair light because of the amount of sun that I got this summer. So, yeah, it is what it is. It acts like a perfect brow bone highlight. And we're good with that. So like I said, because of the amount of sun, none of my foundations work. Not a single one of them. So today, I'm going to use, if I could get it out of this drawer, you know what? We're just going to use the Bare Minerals one. Like, you can tell that is too light. So I went and picked up some deeper colors, and I'm actually going to mix them One of these is an OG. It is the Maybelline Matte and Poreless. One is newer, the Maybelline New Superstay one. I'm going to mix them. I got them in deeper shades because I wasn't sure how deep I would get for the summer. And I wanted to be able to mix as needed. I didn't want to have to go out and buy a new foundation each time I got darker. So that is why that is that, I guess. Patrick Ta has this very nice chocolatey color, like right here. It's like a red toned brown. And I think that that is going to be perfect. So we're going to go in with this color on the eyes. We are going to mix a little bit of maybe one of these two as well, just to give a good transition shade. And we may bring in a little bit of this as well. So we're going to see. But let's grab some dirty brushes over here and get to cooking. Yeah. All right. So yeah, I'm going to take a transition shade. So I think I'm going to mix these two. Ooh, the lighting, girl. I'm going to mix these two together and kind of create a transition shade with that. This pan does have a lot of kickback. So if you were considering, this is the number 1. If you were considering purchasing it, something to keep in mind, this brush is not clean because that's coming out a lot darker than I wanted it to. A lot darker. So I must have had shadow on this brush. I told you these brushes are dirty and I need to clean them. So we're gonna run to my backup collection over here. These are from Eco Tools and we're gonna use those because the other ones clearly need some assistance. Okay, see, that looks better. It looks lighter, that's for sure. So I must have had a darker color on that other one. That's okay. We will navigate around it. That's what we do. And then I'm taking the chocolate shade. Ooh, almost got my nail. Right here. And I'm going to pack that closer to the, like where my hood is, I guess. And then I am bringing it up a little bit so that when I open my eye, you can still see some of that color before I start blending it out. I'm going to take the same brush and I am going to start blending out those corners or those lines. All right, we got some of that blended out. I'm going to go back in and pack some more on. And we're just kind of like building it up. I bust the windows out your car. And no, it didn't mend my broken heart. Alright, going back in with the original brush. Nothing on it, but blending out those edges. It'd be so cute if that darker shade was not there, but we're not redoing this eye. We're going to navigate right around it. I am going to go in with the lightest shade that's in the Patrick Ta palette. I almost said Patrick Star. And just use that to kind of blend out the edges a little bit. Maybe lighten up some of that. More time packing on that chocolate shade. So we don't want it to disappear. We still want it to be there for sure. Back in with the first brush. In the palette there is also like a deep little brown down here that is more neutral. You're going to take a tiny bit of that closer to the lash line. So I'm literally taking the end of the brush and I'm rubbing it right there because I want that to be defined. And then pack just a little bit more of that chocolate. And this one we're packing a little bit lighter so that it looks like it's blended in. I think that looks fantastic. Now to get to the chemist part where I need to mix some foundations. So I have both of those here. Oh yeah. The concealer that I got is the Maybelline Hazelnut. It might work. We're gonna try it. Girl, we're gonna find out. Like I said, worst case scenario, it's going right back to the store. Maybelline Fit Me. I didn't want something... Okay, it's a little warm. Yeah, color's definitely off. Not feeling that one bit. So, back to the store. I'm going to blend that out. We're going to use a brush. Yeah, as you can tell, that is not exactly the best color for me. This is the Sephora Collection 35 concealer. This is my normal skin color. I am now using it as my highlighting shade because summer. So yeah, I mean, that tells you how much sun I got. Listened to some local live bands, and like I said, just enjoyed my summer. I just was outside. Mario, this is the contour stick. I've been using the brush on this, and it's actually not horrible. I've had worse brushes by far, but it's also not the best. For the price of this product, they could have did a little bit more. Taking that brush, and we're blending this out. But for the cheeks, I want to go in with this Danessa Myricks. This is one of the ones from the Christmas like 4-pack that she came out with. It is lighter and a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say orange, but maybe orange is the right color. Like the right word. But it is like a good kind of everyday chocolatey color a little bit. Like the undertones are definitely there. So we're just going in with a light hand. Because it is a little bit of like a chocolate pink. Maybe that's the better word. A chocolate pink color. Which in the thing, it looks like it would be more chocolate. But it is what it is. My first Danessa Myricks product. So, loving that. And then that damp sponge is what we're going to take to blend out underneath the eyes. We're going to go ahead and set everything underneath the eyes, full face, all of that. Ooh. Alright, we're getting some bronzer up in here. We're going to use this brush here and the LYS bronzer. It is a little bit of a red tone bronzer. Kind of bring back that chocolate little situation up in here. I've been using the word situation entirely too much lately, and I don't know why. I literally have no idea why. Somebody help me. Fenty has a brown eyeliner, so I am going to put that on. However, it's probably going to get covered up because if I decide to put on lashes, of course my glue is, my eyes are watering a little bit, and that always messes up like right here in this corner. If I do decide to put on lashes, of course that is black. So we'll see. I'll put this on, we'll finish up the look, and just go from there. Today my wings are struggling. I'm not exactly sure what that's about, but we clean that up. I do have a little bit of watering going on this eye, but I was able to clean it up on this eye. So at least we got half of the face looking halfway decent. Now I'm going to go in with lips. I think I'm feeling the Cold Brew one, which is this one right here. So let's go in with that. This is from NYX. Then I've got two lippies from the Sephora collection. One is 123, which is brownie, and one is chocolate lover. So that's what they're looking like. I'm kind of feeling, I think, this bottom one here. I like that. That is cute. Yeah, I do really like that. I'm going to put on some mascara. This is the KVD mascara, the tubing mascara. Let me set my face here. This is what we are looking like for our makeup look today. Like I said, a little bit of chocolate. I think I'm going to put on a little bit of a pink lip on top of this, just to give a little gloss, but not much. It's not horrible. Yeah, I like that. I am going to swatch that other one too, the other lippy that we had, if I can get it open. That one's nice too. Yeah, I like both of these. We will definitely be wearing these during the winter, fall and winter. So overall, I think the look came out really well. Outside of using the wrong brush that was not clean and getting a little bit of a darker upper section, I think the rest of it is really cute. I'm really loving it. If you wanted to, you could even add, you know, like a inner corner highlight situation. Using that word again, driving myself nuts. You could do that, but I'm liking it. I'm glad with how everything came out. Let me know your thoughts down below if this is a look that you will be working into your makeup routine or not. I love you guys, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.